Hey guys, today we're going to be fitting some risers to my Street 500. Today's going to be another pretty straightforward one. This is just going to be the risers. You need a 15mm socket, socket wrench, and a bit of thread locker, preferably the blue stuff. I mean, a lot of guys I've seen on other videos replace their risers, don't put thread locker on them. I just do it because it's your handlebars, and it's probably one of those things that you want to stay on your bike. If it, you know. The other thing I've got here is put something on your tank. Probably don't do it with the keys in there. So yeah, put something in your tank, a towel, whatever. I've got my old uniform from my old employee here, which is going to serve a better purpose than any right now. So pretty much all we're doing is removing some bolts and putting these ones in. So these are the bolts here. The cover on your tank serves two purposes. In case you slip with this, you're not going to hit your tank, and also means that you can just sort of sit this back on your tank out of the way. It means you don't have to disconnect any other cabling or anything like that. So far, we'll see how we go. So yeah, just to point out, when you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure the forks are straight, because your full lock bit underneath there actually gets in the way of the socket. So make your life easier. So there you go, one bolt out. So same thing again, try to keep your fork straight, and same thing. And goes there. Second bolt out. You're going to be sitting up about here somewhere. So obviously just check before you move it. Your cables do have enough length to move, but this looks like it's got plenty enough. Your ignition sits there. Well, the knurling on the standard bars is a bit... How you going? Yeah, there's the standard ones that came off. And I'll mention now too, this set of risers and the tank lift that I put on the bike have both been purchased from a guy called Luke Swifty Day. I'll put a link to him underneath the description. He's only you can only really contact him via Facebook at the moment. That's how I've done all my transactions with him. He is kind of one of the dudes to talk with regarding mods with the Street 500s here in Australia especially. He's one of the dudes who is making a few bits and pieces for them that you can order through. So yeah, just another option. Once again, I'll put a bit of a description for that down in the description for the video. Now when I put Loctite on, I just try to do like a little line like that. Try not to leave it swimming in it. Just a personal preference thing of mine, I guess. So one thing to note with these is the standard bolts are going to be a 15mm head, and the replacement ones, which are the stainless steel bolts, are a 17mm head. So when doing these as well, start the bolts by hand. Don't put them in this to find it. Last thing you want to do is cross thread or strip out this piece in here. That's really going to suck. It's really going to ruin your day. So start it by hand, get a few good winds on it by hand, and then get a spanner or a wrench or whatever on it. And we are done. Just have to adjust these brake lines a little. Your throttle still has a bit of give. Cables aren't pulling too hard at all. Clutch still has play. All these are still fine. That there looks a little bit ugly, but there is a set of 2-inch risers on a Street 500 with the stock bars still. Now Probably explain why. I probably should explain why I wanted to fit a set of risers to this bike. So I've been throwing around the ideas of what to do as far as handlebars for this bike, and putting the 3-inch tank lift. You'll be able to see here off the triple tree, the tank actually sits quite a bit higher than where the handlebars sort of were mounted from. What this meant is I had very minimal clearance and very limited options as far as replacing the handlebars on it. And one of the ideas I've wanted to explore is to put drag bars on this bike, because I think with a lifted tank, drag bars, it's a cool look. I like it. So I wanted to see if it was possible to do it with this bike. The way that it was, I wasn't going to be able to do it. It just was not going to give me anywhere near enough clearance. So now obviously the bars are coming out here instead of coming out of about here, so everything clears. And I mean, even just with the tank lift now, everything looks a little bit better sitting on the bike. Even that's a lot more comfortable from the standard position. Actually, really, yeah, that feels a lot more comfortable. It's that 2 inches puts it up so kind of from my elbows. It now sits out straight. So yeah, digging that. But I am thinking of drag bars, which will put it back down to about here somewhere, but it will clear everything. That's that one for today. Next is going to be figuring a way to tidy all this, because how would it now look with the old fairing on it again, with that lift? I mean, I'll just pop that one in there. Just as an idea. And I don't know, kind of looks cooler with the handlebars lifted at 2 inches with the old fairing on it, but it also still looks incredibly Sons of Anarchy, which is enough for me just to say no. I do kind of like it though. Maybe we will revisit a front fairing idea again once I've got the handlebars and stuff sorted out. Oh, also in case you guys didn't know, if you want to take the front fairing off yours, it's 2 screws in here, and you've got these little rubber boots that seat in here underneath. It's really easy, really quick to take off. The only other thing is you really should take away these brackets. I've just left them on because I'm obviously still not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Whether I'm going to have a fairing on it at all, whether I'm going to use this fairing again, or whether I'm going to look into a different fairing for it. That's something I will figure out once I've figured out handlebars and all the rest of it, so we'll deal with that later. The new RISERS look cool. They're doing their thing, and it's nice to have like stainless steel bolts in there as well. Thanks again for checking out the video, guys. Throw me a like if you dig the video. If you don't like the video, don't like it then. Throw me a sub if you want to see what I do next to the bike, because I've got a few more things coming up. You probably noticed I've been doing a few smaller sorts of videos, really simple, quick install stuff. Main reason I've been doing this is to put some videos out there, some short, simple ones, while I'm doing a bit of research and a bit of work on some of the maybe more involved installs I'm going to do. One of the videos I have coming up is doing something that I've never seen done to a Street 500 before. It is something that I've seen done on much bigger bikes, but yeah, it's not something I've ever seen anyone do to one of these. And after doing research, I'm figuring out why it hasn't been done to a Street 500 before, because it's not an easy, it's not difficult, but it's not a simple thing to do, if that makes sense. But I've got that coming up and a few other things as well. But I'm actually really liking the look of the bike now. But there is a long list of things to come. So content and whatnot will definitely still be happening. But anyway, guys, thanks very much, and see you in the next video. Cheers.